Also on the top of the show, I do want to start with this Marcus Houston shit.
Marquez.
Marcus Houston he married in 2020? He married a 19-year-old girl.
Right.
Now they kind of swept that shit under the rug.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Nah, everybody knew about that.
Like, it was a...
No, when it happened, we talked about it, but nothing happened after that. Nobody said shit after that.
Yeah, nothing could
So
happen.
that's what I mean by swept it under the rug. Like, nobody said nothing after that. Now, he's got an interview coming up on BET. I think it's TV1's Unsung, I think that is. Mm-hmm. And in the interview, they're asking Marcus Houston, they're asking him about his engagement to his girlfriend. And in the clip, he admits that he met her at 17, but he didn't start talking to her until she was 18.
Unsung a
I
predator.
heard it was like a few days after she turned 18.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So, because y'all did talk about it on the show, and I wish I could remember the episode number. But they both go to the same church. And so all of her friends are young women. All of their husbands are older. And I think Marcus Houston may be the oldest out of the group.
I bet.
If I'm not mistaken, but...
They championed his ass on in.
You're right. It was like maybe a few days after she turned 18 where it was like all of a sudden they were on, out in the open as being a couple. But according to the interview that he's going to have on Unsung, he's saying that they were not talking. Like there was no... I'm going to say he's saying... It insinuates that there's no conversations with her until she's 18. But... when reviewing things and looking at things, it does not appear that way. And I think it was so weird because a lot of people saying, it's grooming because she was younger, even though you didn't proclaim to have a relationship with her until she was legal, you still knew who she was. Y'all still went to the same, house of worship. Mm-hmm. And she
Probably
did
got
not
a nice
have
little high school graduation gift.
She did not have a social media presence until they announced they were in a relationship. So that was also weird.
Oh, okay.
Which I would get one too if Marcus Houston was my man. I mean, that nigga's popular. Because you don't really need one, but if Marcus Houston's my man, I get one. But that's not my question here. My question here is, what's the difference between 17 and 18?
What?
Nothing.
No. What do you mean nothing?
Legally.
I'm talking like mentally.
You can't even buy cigarettes no more at 18.
But if he legally can marry you at 18, if he legally can date you at 18, then what's the difference between 17 and 18? That's a real question for this topic.
The legality. If that's what if you're
say
saying
rules,
legal.
ain't they?
I would say
So
law.
so what makes, if your birthday's on the 9th and they meet you on the 8th, the legality makes it different? 8th to the 9th?
You a day short, nigga. Back up.
I gotta agree. I mean, the rules is the rules. We just live in it.
So what makes the 9th different from the 8th?
A day?
Just the age number?
She legal now. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I guess.
So we strictly looking at her age number here.
I mean, shit.
We're strictly looking at how that does not make sense.
It don't make sense, but what I'm saying is, let's tackle the first thing. If a woman is 17 on Monday and 18 on Tuesday, a day and an age number is the difference. Meaning that the man that chose to talk to her, although he may be 40 and he talked to her at 18, it really wouldn't have made a difference if he would have met her on the 7th when she was 17. Only difference it made was legally. I'm not saying that I would go about dating an 18-year-old woman. I wouldn't. What I'm saying is, what's the difference? There are men who live by these principles. That's what I'm saying. There are men who date younger women, this young of women. And that
then there are groomers.
But this is the question. What is the difference in the day? What is the difference? Are we discussed it because of, hey, she was 17 at the time? Are we discussing it because she's 18? Are we discussing it because of the 20-year age gap?
The age gap.
He
You
did not-
disgusting ass nigga.
I mean, yeah, but he didn't meet her. Like, he met her before she was legal.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is it the age gap or is it the legality? Because at the end of the day, whether he met her at 17 or he met her at 18, it's still a 21-year age gap.
Some niggas like child brides.
So
Congrats.
if he met her at 17 and, oh, you 17, damn, but you seem to be cool. Just because I lay off her for a year, it don't make it no different when she turned 18. To me, it's still a 20-year difference. That shit is nasty to me. Yeah, but there's a group of
that
men.
Shit nasty. Should be nasty to everybody.
Well, it's not, though.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not, though. Has men, I don't know if y'all sit around men, talk to other men. Men don't really, if there's a lot of men out there that say, if it's legal, shit, I'm in. If she's 18 and up, I'm going for it.
it is, man, like that.
Them niggas love some pussy.
That's
But
crazy.
you know what I ain't about to do? I'm not about to come home and, hey, babe, what you do all day? I just make some TikTok videos. Hell no. I need somebody on my level.
But I'm not. We're not speaking for you though. We just speaking. It has a culture of men.
But that's the thing. He's proclaiming that they connected on a level. What I did not care for is him throwing in the God factor. We first we connected spiritually. Okay.
With an 18-year-old.
But he said at 18.
You can connect spiritually with a bunch of people.
Yeah, you can.
But we know that you did not just drastically meet her when she turned 18 and while y'all were in a relationship. There's too much evidence to prove that you were around her before she was even 17.
But I guess
so that's where it comes
but
to
at
grooming.
at what point does her parents get involved? Other people get involved?
Well, see, that's the thing.
And they look at it. And so, therefore, if they not involved to say, no, we don't approve of this at 17 or whenever we are trying to create a story around, I'm only going to go off of what they putting out there.
Right.
But if we're going to create a story and say, okay, yeah, he met her at 17 and he talked to her at 17, which he said he didn't, the parents would still be involved in this because a year later or 2 years later, she's marrying a man that she's known for a while. So her parents know that she's known this man
that's the other side of the
for
coin.
a long
They
time.
had to know him.
Right, that's
they're
the other
married
side of
now.
the coin. People say that although it may have been grooming, that it still happened in the realm of them being a part of the same house of worship. People knew both parties. So, I mean, at the end of the day, congrats to them. They married. She's legal now. Whatever.
That's
There be
crazy.
so much stuff going on in the church.
I guess when it comes to those age gaps, though, that's not a one-off situation.
No.
That happens every day. Older men go to other countries to fuck younger women.
That's crazy.
They
drastically
wildin' for
younger
respect, B.
Can you imagine throwing your wife her 21st birthday?
And you damn near about to be 50.
Yo, that's wild. I could never.
That is wild.
But if you
Imagine me
connect with
inviting y'all.
somebody-
Go over to my
Hey,
girl
can you
turning
tap your
21.
cord?
No, dog.
My girl turning 21, man. Y'all stop by, man. First night drinking.
As a 36-year-old man, I'm like, what did I do? What? No, sir. What I'm gonna do there?
Even then, yeah.
That's crazy. Everything she wished she could do, I'm doing it. So I'm good.
Exactly. Like, she done lived twice her age.
it
Like,
stop?
this nigga's in his 40s, bro.
That's crazy.
When he was 21, she wasn't born yet.
Damn.
So what's the farthest? I guess what's the farthest age gap y'all would do?
Well, I think once you get older, it don't matter. Like, when you like 60, you can date a 40-year-old.
Nigga, you 60.
But that
you
still
done.
goes back. I guess that still goes back to what I'm saying. What's the difference in 17 and 18?
It's just this fact that the girl is young and she just ain't lived
What
life
difference
yet.
are you looking for? Because I don't see one. That she's emotionally immature, or she could be at 17, and if she just turns 18 on Friday, she's still 17-year-old brain.
Look, me and my
Just
girl.
like okay, that's no different than him saying 40 and 60. Why 40 and 60? That's still a wide to me.
Right.
That's still a
But
wide
you're
age
speaking
gap.
to a 20-year gap that he's talking about versus 17, 18. That's only 1 year.
What's the difference between 20 and 21 and 17?
It's crazy.
There's a 21-year-old that acts like a 17-year-old. We know him. We've seen him. We grew up around him. So, and then there's 17-year-olds that act like 25-year-olds. So what do we?
And that
what
could-
I'm
that
what I'm
could
saying
possibly be
outside
the
of the legality, people who date like that, literally, you have to kind of think like, what is the difference? Yeah, I'm discussing at the 20-year gap, but I guess if you really break it all the way down outside of legality, there's really no difference there.
So then what is your point? You think that it's okay for Marcus Houston to have
I
his
think
wife?
it's okay for anybody to date who they want to date. If the parents of that young person is okay with that,
Yeah.
then what can I do about that?
So you
Exactly,
saying R.
that's why I
Kelly
said.
shouldn't have went to jail?
That is an argument.
I mean,
That is an
'cause the
argument
parents
because
was
those
cool with
parents gave those girls away.
it. The parents was cool.
Those
with it.
parents gave those girls away. I don't think his actions are right, but you do have a point when you say, "Hey, here's my daughter, Kelly. Make her a star. Well, she needs to suck my dick." All right, well that's cool. We gonna act like we gonna act like we don't know. We gonna act like
Nigga,
we gonna act like we ain't got nothing to do with it. Like
I'm about to be
that's
parents.
All right, now you know Robert
That's
Kelly
an
took some
argument.
fighting classes.
that's an argument. I'm just saying
Nobody's
those
scared of
are
Robert
opposing arguments for even that situation with R. Kelly. The opposing argument is and I've heard people say it. Those girls' parents knew. Those girls' parents knew. All right. Well, hey. whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I think when we talk about those age gaps like that, it does come down to shit. If your mama said that was all right, all right.
That's crazy.
If she cool with that shit,
That's crazy. Mama, you need your ass whipped.
moving on from that.
Ain't had a good whooping in a while.
I mean, her mama do need her ass. Somebody need their ass whooped. They let
Yeah.
that shit go on.
That's what's wrong with most people.
They
ain't had
allowed
a good
it.
ass whooping
And that's
in
why
a
I
while.
said I don't care for the whole it seemed like when he got to the sticky part of answering the question, he was like, "Well, we connected on God first," and it's like, don't throw that in there. But whatever. Like I said, congrats to him. That's his wife now. They like it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's y'all widest age gap? At your age now, what's the youngest you date?
I'd probably say my relationship now, which is me and my girl 8 years apart.
Okay.
And I was gonna say, with us being 8 years apart, of course we connect because we've been together for 3 years. But we are two different people, so I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they talk about like connecting, you know what I'm saying? Of course you can connect with people, man. But like y'all got to have like some kind of common ground.
I can see a 40-year-old connected with an 18-year-old because your mind may not be.
That nigga don't want to go through some of that shit.
I think we think it's simply. I don't know what the fuck you and the 18-year-old girl has to talk about, but whatever it was y'all had to talk about, it must. You was on her level, she was on your level.
She's also a godly wife, a godly woman. She was raised in church.
And if that's what y'all are talking
So she
about,
might be mature.
and if that's what
'Cause
y'all
I think they are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes.
She ain't did nothing. She has not experienced life whatsoever.
But if that's the subject y'all connecting on, a lot of people can't connect on religion.
Yeah.
Like, there's people my age, I can't connect with them on religion because either we believe differently, they don't believe at all, or they don't know much about it because they never delved into it. So that's something you can connect on. So, I mean, that's a good point. But outside of that, I mean, I'm old enough to drink. You ain't even drank yet. I've traveled the world. I've toured the world. I've been in cities you couldn't even imagine. I performed on stages in front of thousands of people. Like,
yeah,
I've
you
lived
don't know nothing about that.
Yes,
You made
Oh,
naked.
how godly is that?
Right.
That was on God though.
you bathed naked.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I mean,
It's all right, bro.
it's definitely a lot of differences there. So
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man.
Well,
That's just a
I'm getting out of
weird
here.
subject.